Lucy, thank you very much for coming and thank you very much for joining Marketing Career Ladder. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. I'm very hot, but I'm doing really well, thank you.
Incredible. Well, shall we start then?
Yes, please.
Perfect. So the first question I've prepared for you, and I really want to hear your answer on this particular one. When you see a student moving from learning marketing theory to actually being able to apply it, where do you think they usually get stuck with it?
I think that when you're learning anything really in a safe educational environment, it all seems very straightforward and very easy. And it's, I will do this and then this will happen. But life is not like that. Life is very messy. So I think that usually where people would come unstuck, and it's where all marketers get unstuck, it's because we primarily are working with people and people can be, unpredictable. So you can think something might work in a certain way, but actually it doesn't quite land the way you thought it would. Or you might plan to speak to your audience a certain way and they don't really take to it. They don't react to it the way that they thought they would. People can act in ways that you didn't really expect. I think also in theory, it's lovely. You can have lots of lovely ideas and think I would do this, I would do that, that would be really nice. And in reality, you are going to have a budget and you are going to have conflicting demands with that budget. Sitting, thinking about how you might run one project is fine, but in reality, you're probably going to have about 15 things going on that all demand your attention and they all demand money. And it's about finding where your budget is going to be the most effective. So I think that makes things more complicated, and that's challenging. That is why.
Definitely.
Yeah, that
totally
is
agree with that.
what makes this a very interesting, but a challenging job sometimes, and juggling that.
Definitely, but to be honest, that's why I love marketing, because as you mentioned already, you might have so many different things happening at the same time, and being able to prioritize and to focus single-mindedly on one thing, execute it perfectly, move to another, or like multitasking here and there. It's what I love about marketing.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point, the perfection thing, because perfection isn't something I think that we can achieve realistically, because we have deadlines and we have to get things out, and sometimes you don't have the time that you would want to spend on something. You do have to kind of make do. You're not going to get the perfect photography every single time. You're not going to get the best video content every single time. Sometimes you do have to kind of go with what you can. And again, that comes down to lots of things: timing, constraints, budgets. So I think it's being able to work within that. In theory, it would be lovely to have everything perfect, but it's not going to happen.
Do you think it affects KPIs? For example, those constraints, those not perfect photography, and all that kind of stuff?
That really varies on what it is that you're doing. I think that's the trick, is knowing where you need to spend the attention and the time, and where it is worth getting something that you do need to be kind of perfect, and where you can get away with that will do. That's enough for what we needed to do. And I think I talk a lot when I'm talking about making tactical plans about kind of the tapestry of marketing, because you want all your different threads. You want to be doing lots of different things all at the same time. It's your mix, right? You want to make sure that you've got a really nice healthy mix going on. And that will mean that some things, depending on your audience and who you want to talk to, some bits of your mix you're going to want to dial up, and other bits you're like, that's going to do for that. For this audience, that's going to be enough,
I see. Well, the prioritization is the key.
Yes.
And could you help me to see the difference between two people? And I believe people who are watching this right now would love to know your answer to this question as well. So the first person is a student who knows how to explain marketing concept.
Okay.
And the second person is a student who not only knows how to explain it, but also how to use it on brand. And what would you say the main difference would be between these two people?
Unless you've had experience doing it, it's something that, comes with just getting on the ground and realizing that, making mistakes and realizing what will work and what doesn't. And some things you think might work, don't. I've spoken to so many marketers about, social posts or campaigns that they were really hopeful for, and they just kind of fall really flat. And it's like, what do you do about that? And there isn't very, very much, apart from just pick yourself up and keep going. For me, the difference between those people is just having experience doing things and failing at things sometimes, and building up that resilience and understanding that although things in theory can look very nice, in reality they can be very messy, and that's okay. And we all make mistakes as marketers all the time, you know, and you see huge brands do things that are wildly wrong, you know, and people do get things wrong. You read printed books with typos in them. It happens. We've all been there. It is painful. It's about learning from that. So it's about when you hit a bump or something doesn't work out the way that you thought it might, picking yourself up, learning from it, and then making it make you stronger, really.
Definitely. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's about also being a little bit brave and taking a risk, because we do need to do that as well as marketers quite a lot. Somebody said to me once that at a conference, they said that it was a room full of marketers, and they were like, you were a room full of the eternal optimists. And I thought, I'm not a particularly optimistic person, so I didn't really gel with that sentiment. But they were like, you go and you get budget for a campaign that you're like, this is going to work. I really believe in it. But we don't know. We don't know what's going to work.
Well, that's a fair point, because at the end of the day, we're all relying on some data, some statistics, and most of the people might think, well, the data says this, then the person's going to act exactly the same way. But people change behavior. You never know. You could talk to one audience and the next day it's going to be a completely different one with different interests.
People are irrational. You know, we don't really know what they're going to do or how they're going to behave. And so, yeah, I would say that the difference would be is that the practical person would be optimistic, risk-taking, and ready to learn from their mistakes.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Same here with me.